But y'all give John your attention. He's got it for the night. I'm going to turn it over to him.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all letting me come out here and help y'all. I appreciate Jamie letting me come out here and teach. And I'll be in and out. I'll be here. You'll have to put up with me Thursday too. I hate to tell you, but it's coming. So Jamie had asked for a little bit of help here, there, and yonder, and anybody I can help out, I sure like to when I can, especially in the new classes like this. I know some of y'all got some experience. I don't know which ones necessarily, but some got experience. Some are green as the grass is trying to get right now. So, anyway, I'm just glad to be out here and helping. See if we can inch along a little bit and get y'all a little more knowledge and be able to keep yourself safe out here in the fire services. Hopefully everybody can stick around and be a part of it for a little while longer. I guess we'll get started then. Everybody read through ladders?
Yeah.
Come on now. All right. Well, we'll get started with the introduction then to the ladders, since some of you may have and some of you may not have. Objectives here. Different parts of the ladder, different types of ladders, not just necessarily the ones on the side of the truck. We got ladders inside the truck, probably inside the cabin, a few of them, just depends on where your department keeps them. Testing is a big part of it. Liabilities, everybody's so crazy right now, right? So we want to be able to, something does happen, heaven forbid, to be able to go back and note all that's been taken care of. And then hazards with the ladders. Our job's dangerous enough as it is. Run into a burning building, rescuing cats out of trees, whatever else may come about as the public calls for us. But we're a service and we're here to help those folks. So be aware of what's going on. Measures a firefighter should take to ensure safety when working with and on ladders. Everybody wants to go home, right? Everybody wants their partner that they're working with to go home. So definitely a big one. Guidelines used to select the appropriate ladder from the fire apparatus. I've done it. I can vouch for it. Didn't pay attention, went up, we need a ladder, grabbed the ladder. What ladder did I grab? 35 foot for an 8-foot roof access. Know what you're working with, know what you're needing to accomplish, and grab the appropriate ladder at that point in time. How to remove the ladder from the apparatus. Not everybody's hooks are the same, not everybody's functions the same, but they got to be attached on there somehow so they don't endanger anybody else. And then lifts. Let's lift properly. Let's not hurt our backs or shoulders, arms, or anybody else. Basic firefighter tool. Not much has changed. You still have the basic parts. We'll go through those here shortly for those that didn't quite read the chapter and don't already know about your ladders. And be proficient in working on these ladders. Know what they're capable of and what they're not capable of doing. Again, safety. Jamie told me that he may have mentioned something for y'all once we get to the hands-on. It's got to be called out every time when you go to managing your ladder. Anybody want to tell me what it is? Checking for lines, looking for overheads. Absolutely. All right. Our functions, the normal stuff. We got to get up high, right? But it also can, there it is. Hey, how about that? Working platform, bridge, small openings. Small. Remember that, small. We don't want to run that 35-foot ladder out all the way across to make it between two big buildings just for the fun of it, because we might be able to do it. It's not what they're intended to. Small openings. You can double up sections or whatever. Not going to say I'm going to be the first one to jump out there and do it, but it can be done when needed to be done. Secondary functions, stable footing, spread your weight out, right? Ladder structure to raise or lower people or objects. You can use it when you don't have your backboard, your longboard. Strap them to it. Make sure you strap them to it. Don't just let them lay there loosely. That doesn't usually turn out well for anybody's repertoire. There's another part of it for the patient. It's not just for lowering them. Water chute. This comes into play for overhaul. I'm trying to be nice. We can go in and tear stuff up. Doesn't mean we have to or should. If we have the opportunity to try to help move some of that excess water out, you can take a tarp, roll it up a specific way, let it catch that water, move it on out the house pretty quick. We'll get into this a little bit later on also. They're very similar, but yet very, very different. Let's go ahead and just ask that question. Anybody that did and was able to read ahead, catch on to maybe one of the differences between a regular ladder, everyday work ladder, and a fire department service ladder? Oh, come on now. Well, if you can't, we'll come back to it. But
what is it? The weight rating and
the weight rating.
Sometimes they'll have a hook on the end zone.
We have roof hooks made for specific things, but the big part of it is that weight limitation.
Because you're going to get 2 or 3 people up there sometimes.
On occasion, you can. You'll read. It's not recommended more than 1 person per section, but if you're doing a rescue, you're automatically got 2,
Yep.
and you will read, you need to read, should have read, that when you're doing a ladder rescue, it's very, very helpful to have a 3rd person there to help manage that patient. They're good, calm, climb out to you, and then all of a sudden, they done lost it.
Yep.
And you're 12, 24, 35, 65 on the aerial out 105 foot, and you got somebody flopping around. So know what you're working with, know what you got, and be ready. But yes, the weight is the main thing. Most fire service ladders are 750 pounds, and specifically for that reason, carry 2 crew and 1 victim rescuer plus all your gear. That's where that rating comes from. Parts of the ladder. Everybody look at this already. We all know the parts of the ladder. Wonderful. Butt sticks to the ground. Tip goes to the top. There's the hooks we were talking about for spreading the weight across the roof. Those push in and turn. They don't pull out and turn. They pull out and turn. You hook them on the roof and then put your weight and slip and fall, and it's going to give way too. So know what you got, know what you're working with. Any questions about this part right here? We move on. All right. What are the heat sensors for? Why do we have them on there? The heat sensors?
To know when they get too hot.
What gets too hot?
The wax.
When do you check those?
Before and after the fire.
You gonna stop and check them before you pull it off apparatus and take it up there?
Like right now. No.
During your maintenance part, we'll get to that too, but that's exactly right. All fire department service ladders should have a heat rating on them, a heat sensor, excuse me, and that should be checked and applied when the rest of the ladder's checked off through the maintenance part, and then through the inspection too, which, like I said, we'll get to that. These are your different kinds of ladders: truss beam, I-beam, solid beam. Any questions about that part? I-beam's an I-beam. A truss beam looks kind of like a truss. Solid ladder's going to be a solid run. Most of the time that's your old wooden ladders. Your I-beams normally are going to be your fiberglass. Your truss beams are going to be your aluminum ladders. Rails at the top, truss blocks between 2 rails. Got it? Well, y'all are good. You good class. I like this.
That's why they make it so easy on me.
I'm telling you. We just thought you were good. Your rungs, what you climb on between the 2 beams, right? Quick safety question. How many points of contact when you're climbing the ladder? 3. Good job. y'all are on it. Tie rod is normally going to be found on your wooden ladders, keeps your two beams from separating when you would want to separate after it's dried out and 100 years old. And very top of the ladder is called the tip. We'd already talked about the butt. The butt spurs, metal spikes, right? They work good on concrete. Oh, come back to that safety part. We need somebody heeling that ladder, holding on to it, watching it. Butt plate and foot pad. Your butt plate and your foot pad, alternative to the simple butt spur. Normally that's going to be your hinge part at the end of the butt. Roofing hooks, we talked about those. Curved hooks on your straight ladder allow you to distribute weight when you're having to work from the roof, hence why it's called a roofing ladder. There's more about your heat sensor label. Protection plates, chafing and contact. You get it set up there against the top of the roof, rubbing around. That's not really what that's for, is it? That's contact points on your hangers on the side of your truck. That's about the right time, isn't it? Not yet. A little longer. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. Let's get into the different types of ladders, and this is still components of your different types of ladders. All right. This is your extension ladder. This is most common, right, beside your roof ladder that you're going to see within fire service. You're the different sections that you have. You got one bed section, multiple fly sections depending on the ladder, right? Bed section's always going to be your bottom and your widest part. That way the rest of the ladder can do what? Can slide up and down, be adjusted as needed. Your guides, these are your guides here. Allow the fly section to move up and down easily when it's well taken care of and maintained properly. Your halyard. What is the halyard? What's it made out of? Rope or cable, but more specifically on the rope side of it, it's going to be a natural fiber. On your fire service ladders, natural fiber rope. Why?
The other will melt.
The other will melt. That's exactly right. We'll get into more ropes and stuff here in a little while. And I've got some ropes for y'all to take home and play with. We'll learn some knots. It's not necessarily in your course syllabus, but it's need to know information, and y'all work through it. We'll get more to that here in a little while. But yeah, your halyard's going to be a natural fiber for the melting part and the burning part. Your paws or dogs are what's going to lock your ladder in once you adjust it out, pulling your fly section up. Your stops at the top are going to keep you from pulling too far and going right on out. Stay poles, that's a fun one. Most time, I don't know, the Academy has one and they don't use it because it sucks. It's made for heavy ladders that need extra support that one man can't heel by him or herself at the base of it. And most of them they're nearly the full length of the bed section. So whatever size ladder you got two dangling poles there that you got to fight with too. They come out, give you just a tripod effect, a little more support. Like I said, it's all because it's too darn big to handle to begin with. But if that's all you got to work with, by George, make her work. Be ready for the fight. All right, so we went through that already. Hey, we're good. Any questions over any of this? I didn't look through that slide section very well, did I? Aerial ladders. Permanently mounted, power operated, at least two sections. Different kinds of chassis on them, depending on the length of your ladder, which inevitably is how high do you just really have to go. What's your tallest structure that you're having to work around? Elevated platform means that you got a little place to stand and you're not having to dangle on the tip by yourself. You have a flat, supposed to be stable working surface to work from. Telescoping means it works out. Articulating means it can bend at the elbow and do all kinds of other fun stuff that makes you really nervous when you get bumped around and nobody told you it's coming. Number and lengths of ladders used by the department depend on maximum height of the buildings and their response area. We just covered that, didn't we? This is awesome. Generally, portable ladders are limited to a length of 50 foot. Why? You gotta be able to carry them. 35 foot is plenty enough for 2 people. 3 is really what you want. 4 would be optimal, but how many times you got 4 people ready to move one ladder for you? Doesn't happen very often. So the shorter multiple bed section, fly sections on the ladder give you a little more length, but the more sections you get, the smaller that tip gets too. Single section or fixed length ladder may also be called wall ladders or single ladders. That's just your standard old straight ladder. If you were to pull 2 or extension ladder apart, pull the bed section apart, they'd leave you with 1 straight or fixed ladder. Commonly 12 to 14 foot, multiple fly sections to give you your extra length. There's our roof ladder again with the roof hooks. Talked about the stable footing on top of the roof, spreading your weight out, get you off of that pre-burn underneath that's going on. More about your extension ladder. We've talked about them being adjustable. Your extension ladder with staples, there's the example. Heavy, not fun. Pray for anybody that's got one still has to use it on a regular basis, if there is. Who knows what that is? Ground ladder, A-frame ladder, step stool, step ladder. This is also a combination ladder because you can hit these 2 little buttons right here and make it into a straight ladder. Don't know, I don't guess anybody around here that has one in a fire service rating that I'm aware of, but it very well could be. Anybody got one that's in fire service? Your folding ladder, your attic ladder, real narrow, get you in tight spots, get you inside, get your finger in a hurry. Absolutely. PPE minimal, helmet and gloves for that pinch factor, knock your head off. But they serve a purpose. Fresno ladder. We have one out here. We've got a few ladders out here we'll look at here in a little while. Fresno is one of them. It's a very small extension ladder. It does not have pulley. It does not have halyard. Has a very fine purpose in it. Little less of a pinch factor, but it will still get a thumb every once in a while. Here we go to the inspection maintenance part. NFPA. I've got a feeling, I don't know for sure, but that very well could be in the test. I don't know, have you not been covering your NFPA so much? I thought so. Good numbers to remember. NFPA gives us all our good information. Ground ladder visual inspection, monthly and after each use. We discussed that, we asked that question earlier. This is all the things that you want to double check on. If you find any one of these problems whatsoever, remove the ladder from service and have it repaired. Keep your maintenance up. Know what you got. Keep it clean. Keep it working right. Because if it don't work right in here when we're training and practicing, it sure ain't going to work right when you need it in a hurry. Keep them clean. Keep them dry. Any questions? Y'all want to take a quick break? We'll go look at some of these ladders out here, get some hands on. Any questions once more before we close out? Appreciate y'all's time. Finish up after a break.